Afghanistan's position there is very clear from the very first day. And we have been clear with our brothers and counterparts in Iran on that as well, and with our other neighbors. Afghanistan is a partner and a friend with the United States. The United States is our greatest contributor to stability and reconstruction, as the provider of nearly 80% of the support that Afghanistan receives. And Afghanistan's desire to engage in a strong, steady, long-term relationship with America is one that we have expressed clearly and publicly and repeatedly. We've also spoken with our American counterparts from the very beginning that Iran is our neighbor and a brother, and we want to have the best of relations with him. They've had contributions to Afghanistan's reconstruction. We wish that Afghanistan remains friendly to both and is not a place where we are seen as a playground by our neighbors in any way. So the United States has been very clear and supportive and understanding of Afghan position, and this has been reflected in the discussions between us and in the declaration, the joint communique. There was a reference to Afghanistan having friendly relations with its neighbors, and Iran is one of our neighbors. But we are distinct and clear on our relation with America and with Iran as well. We wish both countries the best, and if there is anything we can do to make things better, call us. Ma'am.
Lina Ruzbe, Afghanistan Service, Voice of America. I will ask President Karzai a question and then President Obama.
Voice of America's Afghanistan Service?
Yes.
Good, good.
Thank you. One of the purposes of your trip here to gain the support of U.S. government for reconciliation and reintegration of Taliban in Afghanistan. When you first initiated this strategy or plan, you were interested into talks with lower to middle level of Taliban, but you have increasingly shown interest into bringing Taliban leaders into the negotiations, while Taliban made it very clear that the only way for them to talk to the Afghan government is the complete withdrawal of foreign troops from Afghanistan and the creation of a Sharia-based government in that country. Are you sure that this strategy, after all the support that you will gain from international community, will be a successful one and it will not be yet another failed strategy in Afghanistan? And my question for President Obama would be that Secretary Clinton yesterday mentioned in a gathering that U.S. support this initiative only if the Taliban put their weapons down, respect the Afghan constitution, and cut all ties with al-Qaeda. And we all know that Taliban and al-Qaeda are pretty much fighting for the ideology, not material gains. And it's very hard to differentiate between the two in Pakistan and Afghanistan since they are fighting as a united force in those countries. Do you think it's a doable strategy for Afghanistan? Thank you.
Ma'am, exactly the last part of your question is my answer. Afghanistan is seeking peace because through military means alone, we are not going to get our objectives of bringing stability and peace to Afghanistan and the defeat of terrorism. Now, there are thousands of the Taliban who are not ideologically oriented, who are not part of al-Qaeda or other terrorist networks, or controlled from outside in any manner troublesome to us. There are thousands of them who are country boys, who have been driven by intimidation or fear caused by, at times, misconduct by us, or circumstances beyond their control or our control. It is these thousands of Taliban who are not against Afghanistan or against the Afghan people or their country, who are not against America either or the rest of the world, and who want to come back to Afghanistan if given an opportunity and provided the political means. It is this group of the Taliban that we are addressing in the peace jirga. It is this group that is our intention. Those within the Taliban leadership structure who, again, are not part of al-Qaeda or the terrorist networks or ideologically against Afghanistan's progress and rights and constitution, democracy, the place of women in the Afghan society, the progress that they've made, and are willing to march ahead with the rest of their people and their country towards a better future for Afghanistan are welcome. And the jirga, the peace consultative jirga, is intended for consulting the Afghan people, taking their advice on how and through which means and which speed should the Afghan government proceed in the quest for peace.